these people?
Talked about this lady every week since she was diagnosed in August of 2024. And unfortunately, last week, Chanda lost her fight. And we were all very sad. And she fought valiantly and so hard, and she survived longer than more than 50% of the people who are diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, which she was. It came back twice. She had it beaten, cleared, and it came back aggressively, this fucker. It attacked her salt, which is unusual for a cancer. And she fought all she could, and her body gave out last Thursday. I ran a live stream on Thursday night with the last interview that I had done with her back in October. And it was inspiring, and it was incredible to see the community come together to support this Indie Media Award honoree, this champion of independent media. And I'm glad that we did it, and that we had the space for everyone to come here and mourn and grieve and do it together. Because I think that's what she would have wanted. And it was a lot of the community that she and Oz, her co-host at Beauty and the Boomer, built. And so I wanted to bring some of the tweets and some of the sentiments from people. So Oz originally came and posted at 5 o'clock on Thursday. This was the message that it's with the heaviest of hearts, tremendous grief, and more than a little anger that we announced the passing of our sister, our light, Shanda, who was doing battle with small cell lung cancer in the American health care system. Hardly a fair fight, but Shanda's bravery and amazing strength proved her to be a formidable opponent. And for a while, she was winning. From the streams of Beauty and the Boomer and Trailer Park Pundit, Chanda selflessly showed everyone her journey through treatment, shared her most painful and desperate moments, and continued working to bring the truth to you all who she loved dearly. In Shanda's memory, please just love each other. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Be a friend to animals and to the earth. Donate to others when you can and what you can. And don't be a bootlicker. Fuck cancer. Signed Oz, Amber, Linda, and RM. Well, AREM over at Roar Media. And he tagged a bunch of people, including me. And Amber at Brave New Future, who had driven Chanda to the hospital every day while she was going through her last treatment. I'd like to think that it was this beautiful spring moon, just lovely for Chanda to sail away upon from her hospital room with an ocean view in a place she loved. I'm glad to know her suffering has ended. She'll never be forgotten. Okay. That moment, I was like, I had no other words other than fuck cancer. I came up with some later on, but all I could think at that moment was fuck cancer. I said, heartbroken, I'll miss my sister, and proud to have been able to be her last interview in October. And what a champ and a fighter. She's already missed. And then I had to write something for INN. And I put this graphic together. Heartbreaking news that all the members of INN are so sad to see our friend and sister succumb to her battle with cancer today. She was a bright light that'll be missed by so many. In place of American tradition, we will stream her last interview recorded in October. And again, I'm so glad that we did that. INN members, Holland Radix Carter says, the independent media space just lost an OG in her fight against cancer. Rest in power, Shanda. What good is our healthcare system if we can't take care of our friends and family? Okay. Mad Crab, we lost a real one. Rest in peace. Angel, the handsome cynic, sorry to hear. I wish I took the chance to get to know her more, but for one reason or another, it never happened. The interactions we did have, she was great to me and helped me out. Thank you, and rest in power. Okay. Halo, again, Aspen's mother I'm honored to have worked with Shanda and called her a friend. She will be missed. Everybody knows Jack's page. Both myself and my husband are devastated to hear this. My heart breaks for her family and for you, Oz. I know how close you two were, and she was amazing, so special. Just an all-around amazing person. Absolutely heartbroken. We all are. She touched so many lives with her activism and her podcasts. Her husband and she had built their Saturday nights around Beauty and the Boomer for years. Chanda was always extremely kind to her. Such a beautiful soul. Fuck cancer. Taken far too soon. Paula Iacella, another Indie Media Award honoree for activism. So sad, such a beautiful person. I was fortunate to have met Shanda in D.C. at a big Assange rally at the DOJ. She did several interviews that day. Like you said, she was a bright light for all of us. That was actually the day that we introduced the Indie Media Awards. That was October 8th, 2022. I'll never forget it. Paula also notes that Shanda was one of the first big wave Bernie-inspired local candidates elected in Washington state as a delegate. Many of us were introduced to her when she did interviews blowing the whistle on the corrupt local Dems and their shenanigans that suppressed the progressive agenda. That was back in 2017, 2018, right through 2020. She was still there. Tara Reid. Everyone knows Tara. Really sorry to see this. Shanda was a really kind soul. Okay. Fuck, it's such a terrible disease. Sleepy Josh. We all know Sleepy Josh, member of the family. So sorry, Oz. Shanda was one of the nicest people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. The world lost someone that will never be replaced. The world isn't fucking fair. And members of the community, members of their audience, Billy Love. Love you, Shanda. Beautiful soul, fly free. Lizzie Prickles. These were the producers for Beauty and the Boomer. So sorry and sad to hear this news. He was thinking of her often, but especially the past week. He wanted to reach out, wish she had. Godspeed, dear, sweet, wonderful Shanda. You'll be missed. Deb V. Rest in power. My heart breaks for your families and besties and so many others. Okay, and then we've got Cynic. Of course, our darling Shanda, you'll be missed. My love to Shanda's family and her dearest friends. And Worker Wombat, who's, I believe, in the chat. And the Wombat tweets. We got multiple Wombats in there. And Three-Chord Grifter, man, this really sucks. I totally agree. It was a hard day. And then we have some of the live stream community, Do Dissidents, that actually had Shanda on last July, and she was on with Misty as well. Very kind soul, taken far too soon. Spoke with her about a month back, and she was in great spirits. She was very brave and very much will be missed. And that's Keaton, I believe, what made that post. Kit over at Hard Lens had just found out we lost the beautiful Shanda today. She was an angel in this world. Please send condolences. This was an interview she had done with Kit and Daniel back in 2021. Fred Edward. I cannot find the words to say how I feel. Yeah, I feel that, bro. Harry Worth also, another member of the family. Ghost Art posted this video that was created by Death to Tyrants. So you can go watch that over on Rumble. Speaking of Ghost Art grabbed a screen cap of the stream from the other night on Rumble. Appreciate him doing that and posting that. We'll always miss you, Shanda. And I said I was glad he was there tonight. I'm very glad you were there. Okay, and then again, No More Santa Claus was talking about the stream in memory of Shanda, a comrade and an inspirational pioneer in independent media online. Her last interview, and there was the link. And finally, Victory Jin also commented and noted that the interview was a banger. And thank you. I'm just grateful that she was well enough to do it and had the strength to do it. And like I said, we're going to create at the merch store a Shanda Masta Fuck Cancer collection where there will be a t-shirt, a hoodie, a tank top, and a sticker that you can purchase, and it will have her name and 1974 to 2026, and all the profits will be donated either to her GoFundMe or final expenses and medical bills. And after that's settled, it would then go to cancer research. Rest in power, Shanda. We miss you. Love you.
Splendor, those moments warm and tender, was it too beautiful to last? The love we shared together, the dreams we dared together, was it too beautiful to last? Walking hand in hand, but don't disclose as we were dreaming of a land where love proposes by castles made of sand. like winter roses are faded to die. My darling, like you and I, my darling, where are those sweet Septembers, the joy my heart remembers, lost in the shadows of the past? The rainbow watched above you, the sacred words I love you. Why did the dream go by so fast? Walking hand in hand, the dawn is close as we were dreaming of a land where love proposes by castles made of sand. Like winter roses are faded to die. My darling, like you and I, my darling, where are those sweet Septembers, the joy my heart remembers, lost in the shadows of the past? A rainbow watched above you, the sacred words I love you. Why did the dream go by so fast? Was it too beautiful? Was it too beautiful to last?
Jimmy on the beat, wait.
Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. 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 BOOMER, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur day. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Okie dokie, boomer.
We're here. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I hope everybody can hear me. It's been 17 weeks since I've done a show, and most of that time I've been grieving, and I don't even know what to say tonight. I think, I'm just going to let everybody say what they'd like to say as best I can, and just pass along some of the messages that Shanda gave me. And Pasta, I will try and send Fee the other camera. I'll do my best to send it, but the show's pretty much formatted, so I will send it here shortly. Can you talk to everybody for me for a minute?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I wrote a little something after we lost Shanda. But I do want to read my last communications with her. And it's crazy because one of the last things, you said to me that when I was trying to call her, when I knew she had started to make her way back home, and it was just a matter of time. It was the hospice, step. So it was on March 13th. It was on a Friday, and I called her. I said, "Hey, it's Pasta. Pick up. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, and you're an amazing person." It was the only thing I can think about saying. And on Sunday, March 15th, which is right around 2 weeks before she had passed away, she put, "Thank you for the message. It's been very long and a hard week, of them trying to control my pain. I sleep most of the time, so I haven't had the bandwidth to be on the phone. Plus, now that I'm home, it seems I always have visitors. Hopefully, I'll get home for a bit this week. They're trying to figure out home to get me home and keep my pain under control without the pain pump. Just wanted to tell you. I just wanted to tell you how courageous and amazing I think you are. And I know no matter what, you're going to continue to fight the good fight every moment of every day. I love you, you bright, shining star. Keep giving them hell, and hell in caps. And I sent a lovely message back to her, of course. And then on April 2nd, I got the message that we had lost Shanda. Of course, I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have been around at the end. But the greatest trip I ever did was while I was losing my other good friend who died at 47 of cancer, my good friend Ronnie Rose. The NFL draft was a tough time. We were Jet fans, and, that day we'd always talk and speak together and whatnot. That was tough. But when I was there, we lost him in New Jersey, and you had given me a call, and I was in Manhattan. I was at the Diane Sara announcement for president, and surrounded by people like Garland Nixon and Scott Ritter and Jose Vega and my good friend Greg Crabb. Kelly Lane was there, of course. You know what I'm saying? And I said, excuse me for a second, I got to take this phone call because you were calling me, and I knew it was something important. And it's when Shanda had said, but when Shanda had tried the new medication, and she almost had a stroke that night, you told me. So I immediately just had a change of plans. I ended up going and staying at a hotel that was on the Newark, right on the airport pretty much, and taking the very first flight out at 6 o'clock in the morning to get my butt to Seattle. I was able to spend 3 glorious days with her, see her, hug her, hold her, talk to her, the memories, And then I had to get back on a plane to see my friend for his burial. But that was probably the trip I'm most happy in my whole life to have taken. To see her. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to share that.
What are you sorry for?
Please admit it.
Let's share everything you want. I mean, she'd want you to. Believe me, Pasta, I would make an ocean blush doing this last show, this tribute. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done, and I had to get up every few minutes and walk away from it. The outro, the intro, and just a heads up on the outro. I hope YouTube decides not to block it, but if they do, I'm sure that Rumble and the X will not block it. If they do block it and you don't get to see the entirety of it, I will be putting it up tomorrow on my X, and if you'd like to have it personally, I will send you a link to it. I don't see Fee here. I did send her the email.
Yeah, she said it wasn't allowing her to get in.
I think it just allowed her to get in.
Let's hopefully she'll work her way in.
Say hi, Fee.
Hi.
I think she
Can you hear me?
I think I can. There she is.
Hey.
Hey, I'm
Hi,
glad
everybody.
glad we got you in, Fee. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but I used some of the Shanda magic to get you in. So
I don't think my internet connection is as strong as it could be because I'm quite outside right now. But I just I wanted to come in and be with you guys and speak a little bit.
please do. Please
And
do.
yeah, and by the way, Oz, you look really dapper. You look really handsome. I love the white hair.
Yeah,
I
I love
you
it
look
too.
like, yeah, you're embracing it. I love it. Pasta needs to embrace it next, but he's refusing to to do it. So, um, I just want to, I don't have a lot of time, but I just want to say, I appreciate both of you doing this for Shanda, and Shanda was amazing. She was such a supportive human being, buddy that does independent media, little or big, no matter who you work, he would always be out there for everybody, supporting them. And I don't think any of us expected her light to be gone so soon, but last few weeks of talking to her, we were talking about everything she needed to do to try to beat this, and she fought so hard. And I have to say, as somebody experiencing the same thing with one of the closest people to my life, it's difficult, and it's so hard to do everything that you need to do. But one of the things Shanda went through that I want to highlight for everybody is the fact that our healthcare system is absolute bullshit. It is killing people, and it is sending people to their grave, not allowing beautiful people like Shanda the enough time, enough resources, enough anything to be able to fight as hard as they possibly could, because Shanda did everything she could. And I just want to say that this is very, very poignant right now to remind everybody that the fight for healthcare is so important, because as again, I've been seeing this side of it, how our healthcare system is not about health. It's a business made to profit from every sickness and every reality, every harsh tragedy every single family is enduring right now, especially after COVID. And I don't want to get into that now, but what I will say is that we are being led to witness the destruction and the death of so many people who could live a long and fruitful life because of the systems that are set in place that make that possible, that depend on how much money you make or what kind of insurance you have, greatly defines the kind of care you will have and the kind of support and the kind of outcomes you may have, the life that you may live, that you may even have a life. And if that doesn't make you angry, it's because you haven't been directly affected by that. And so for Shanda, I think it is all our duty to really focus on that as US Americans, to really speak out against what's happening, how people are treated as commodities, as transactions, rather than human beings. And Shanda was so much more than any sort of transaction. She was such a support system for both of you sitting there, but for all of us in independent media. She was so wise and so giving. And, we love Shanda for everything she stood for in life. And I don't want to sit here and lament just the system and how it played out, but it is something to point out that it makes me angry that things could have gone different had there been a monetary influence, had there been a different system in place for people like her who were not wealthy, who were not, the Bibi Netanyahus of the world who get the top care. This just angers me to no degree. Even if you do everything wrong, or even if you do everything right, you have a right to live. You have a right to fight for your life. And Shanda meant so much to a lot of us. And I think one of the things she really left for me was her ability to just continue fighting no matter what, to keep fighting, even if the odds look so incredulously just tiny in comparison. And that strength and that optimism is something I'd like to take away from her, because it is something that's needed in this dark world that we are in and that we will be going in and facing right now. This has been one of the darkest times, I think, for humanity, but also personally for a lot of us, I think. I speak for myself, but I think for both of you standing there, it's been a very dark time. for both of you. And, you know, I do think that it's so easy to just succumb to that and think that uh, we're incapable of beating it. But the reality is there's a lot of us and we are going through so much together. So I want to continue doing what Shanda did, which is continue to fight the good fight, which is what she always did, no matter what, no matter how dark the circumstances look. And that's what I just wanted to come here and say today for both of you that I know are going through some of the darkest times in your life. And for everybody watching this, and more people should be watching this, and more people need to hear more about who Shanda was and what she gave to this world. People like her matter. They don't just go away. They have touched everybody in every single facet, whether, you know, in the smallest increments to the largest increments. Shanda was an important person to so many people, a mother, a grandmother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a colleague. When your light goes out, it doesn't really go out. You have left an impact in this world, and I think she showed that. So thank you all for letting me say this, and I appreciate both of you for taking the time and energy and vulnerability to really be out there and do this.
Thank you, Fee,
Thank
for
you,
coming
Fee.
in. I really appreciate it, and I'm so glad we got you in. I can't tell you on everything you said, 100%. And to me, Shanda was a gift in my life. We used to kid each other about sharing a brain, and when I asked her what she wanted me to tell everybody, she looked up at me in the hospital and said, "You know what to do." And so she's given me license to do this tonight. And I hope that you all get to see the outro because you can see her how much life Shanda had in her and what an impact she had. And you know, she would never consider herself anything special or wear things on her sleeve. And you know, even the Beauty and the Boomer thing, she was never considered herself the person that was the beauty, you know. She not that kind of arrogance or narcissism. She was just part of the title, and we wanted to come in, like we always said, to entertain a little bit, to inform a little bit, and offer opinions. We've never considered ourselves journalists, but we did consider ourselves analysts. And I think our record speaks for itself. We've been pretty much right on. And anybody can surely point out where we haven't been, but we've been hitting it pretty well for a long time. And I contribute a lot of that to being friends with you guys because you two have been hitting out of the park ever since I started following you. And that's why, Shanda, and I always said, we're riding with the couch all the way. And that's, you guys meant a lot to her. And
you know,
that.
Fee, I'm sorry to cut you off, Oz. I
You
apologize,
didn't cut
but
me off. Go ahead.
no.
We're resting.
She, you know how Shanda fucking thought the world of you too, you know. They would do segments on their show, just highlighting and featuring you, you know. And Fee says, and so I just know that, you know, getting to do the show and work with her, and how she put you on a pedestal, and she thought you were courageous, and Shanda was that person. She was courageous too. So I know she loved you, and I'm glad you got the time to come in and say these words, sweetheart. I appreciate it.
I know she did, and she didn't have to do that. You know, like I don't think anybody deserves to be on a pedestal. I think, but if anybody does, it should be Shanda, for what she left and what she did for everybody in this world. And you know, God, I hate crying on camera. I'm so sorry, guys, but
It's okay.
it
Take
hurts.
a number. Take a
And-
number.
Yeah, I know. And she was so special to, I think, a lot of us. And, you know, I think I've been a little bit hardened by the last few years of everything we witnessed in the world. And you kind of have to build an outer shell. You kind of have to build some sort of separation from what you're seeing in the world as a journalist. And the death and destruction and the evil that is out there, the things we see, especially when you go and see the outcomes of what we do. And then you come home and you see the injustice of it all in your own country, and you see how people are treated like commodities and how lives don't matter. And it's just so personal because I know Shanda's struggle very well, not in the personal, like I lived it, but in the sense of like, I understand what she went through, the process of dealing with all this stuff. And it is really grueling, and it takes a toll on everything. And I think there is a lack of humanity right now in the world. You know, there's so much that's happened that has tried to rob us of our humanity, to make us become numb to just the feelings that we see when people are being murdered and killed, when children are being killed on our behalf, right, with our supposed approval. And you know, and these are some of the, I think, darkest times humanity has witnessed in a long time. And I just feel like people like Shanda were such a light, and seeing them be gone during this time is really difficult. But what I said is true. I as Masta said, as you said, Oz, Shanda was so vital to a lot of the things that we did as journalists. Whether she didn't consider a journalist herself a journalist, it doesn't matter. I considered her somebody whose opinion I valued and cared about because she was real. She was a human being. She was kind. She cared about the issues surrounding her community. And it doesn't matter what title you have. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you are considered a bigwig in some outlet. For me, that doesn't matter. What matters is how consistent you are, how much integrity you have as a person, and how you stick to your convictions. And Shanda was one of the few people that I can count on one hand that actually lived up to that. And I find it every day harder and harder to find people like that, because society and the reality of our world crushes us and makes us want to give in to the darkness that surrounds us. And I know that we're all here, but if anybody is lucky, are the ones that aren't here, because what's coming, unfortunately, I feel is just so dark. And we're gonna have to face it head on. We're gonna have to face it together. And if we don't find that unity together, we're not going to be able to survive. We need to find this unity, this humanity, go back to being human beings and less transactional, less fake, less robotic, because what's coming is going to try to deprive us of the humanity we have within ourselves. And people like Shanda are gone too soon, but they are a reminder of what we need to strive to as human beings. And that is what I will strive for every day, to be somebody that no matter what fights for what's needed and isn't afraid to take on what needs to be taken on, even if it costs me everything in my life. It doesn't matter. And that's what she's inspired me to do. And I don't even think she was aware of the level of inspiration that she was to all of us. So I love Shanda, I love you, Oz, and I love Pasta. And I know we're going through some of the hardest times, but I just want to say, everybody, please remember Shanda as a fighter, as somebody that never gave up, as somebody that was inspirational, that always had the back of everybody trying to do the right thing, no matter what. Even if she didn't have the following that some of these media push bigwigs had, she really impacted the people around her. And after all, you don't take anything when you die. You don't take your material wealth. You don't take your ego. You just take what you left upon the people that you surrounded yourself with, the people that you interacted with, and the people that she interacted with have all been inspired to be better because of her. So love to Shanda, love to all of you. And that's it.
Okay.
I love
Thank
you, fam.
Fee. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, fam.
Well, tonight is just going to be a very loose format, and I've got a couple of messages here and there, and I wanted to show everybody where everything started from. This was, you were there, Kevin, Kit, Jesse, Amber, Manila Chan, Steve, and Misty. Well, Misty didn't make it, but she was there in spirit. Remember that when we started out?
Yeah,
That was what?
totally remember that.
How many months ago was that? Was that like 20 months ago, 18 months ago, something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something
it
like
was
that.
back
You know, I
then.
mean,
Yeah.
that's. I think that was part of what the anger that Fee was bringing to the table, talking about having to do give, send, goes and GoFundMe's or whatever you call them. You know, to
Fu-
try and get help for your health. I mean, that's what this is the richest nation in the fucking world we live in. I mean, it's just it is what it is. It's just
No,
it really it was sad
absolutely
that we
is.
had to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I don't have anything ordered any particular way, but there are a few tributes that we got this week, and one of them, one of my favorite. And there's two beautiful ladies. That's Natalie and Shanda. And Natalie wrote, "My favorite Shanda memory was 90 minutes we spent together during the one-on-one last October. She was remarkable. I wish I could upload a photo of Shanda and I at the Jimmy Dore show on February 10th, 2024, but it wouldn't work for me." Well, I made it work for you, Natalie. And that was one time I got to spend time with Shanda, and it was wonderful. My friend Sandy and I got to the venue early as I heard that parking was not plentiful. We got a bite to eat, and we still had hours before the show. I thought Shanda and Al were driving over, but found out after they arrived that they'd walked all the way from their hotel, and it was a long walk. Poor Al had tripped and hurt his rib cage, so kudos for him for sauntering on. I met Amber King that day as well, as Shanda had coordinated us meeting so I could pass on a free Julian Assange highway banner to her that I couldn't get anyone in my area interested in helping me set up. It was a great deal off my mind because hanging it in my carport on my dead-end street wasn't ideal. Anyhow, meeting Shanda was like meeting an old friend. I felt an immediate kinship with a kindred soul. She even brought Roar Media pins to give me and Steph. I still have mine. After the show, we drove Shanda and Al to the street where their hotel was on, and during the drive home, my mind was all ablaze with how great it was to find a new friend who was already on the same conspiratorial page I was on, and who had gone down even deeper rabbit holes than I had and emerged with something closer to the truth than most of us are exposed to. Finally, I had a friend who wouldn't think I spent too much time going quietly crazy when I spoke of global cabals and the E-class, etc. The future looked blindingly bright. Unfortunately, that was the first time was to be the last time I was able to spend time with a beautiful soul that is Shanda. Terry and others, fuck Terry. Rest in power, Shanda. That was wonderful, Natalie. Thank you so much for that. And I want to shout out Natalie again. She sent me a gift today, a care package, a real care package, a caring package, and I've got it down lower in the deck. I'd like to show it. Natalie, Shanda adored you, as she adores so many of our friends in our little group here. And I know that she wanted me to tell you that, and a few other things as we go down the road. We have another contribution here this is from Indy over at INN Media. And one of the few people I asked to co-host, how did we miss that with me? And I love being on any show with her. She was down to earth, real accepting of others, and willing to fight for anyone. Yeah, that's Shanda. Boy, I got to tell you. We all miss coming together every Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Beauty and the Boomer After Dark because you built a community and a family there. We've created the Shanda Masta Fuck Cancer collection of merch at the INN shop. with the profits going towards Shanda's expenses and eventually to cancer research. Using the Zago Brothers illustration from the Indie Media Awards, there's currently a t-shirt, tank top, and hoodie available. And if you need the link to that, I will put it in the chat here momentarily. But I did want to show you those. Let me see what I've got here. I've got a screenshot here of Shanda and Indy back in the day. You know, Shanda, as soon as she got the cancer, the fight was on, and she had to go through some horrible times, but she always kept her poise and her dignity when she was on camera and off camera.
Mhm.
She always looked great to me, and that's how I'm always going to remember her. She did not want any of the pictures of her being sick tonight. There are a couple, but they're in good taste, and I know she would forgive me for that. But that's just part of the journey she's been on. This is the shirts. I had a hoodie, and I am supposed to be getting that yesterday, so it will show up anytime soon, I hope, because I'm going to be wearing that 24/7 and thinking about Shanda. Pasta, I'm going to drop this link in the chat if anybody's interested. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say it's the Shanda Masta Fuck Cancer collection. The first time I got to meet Shanda Masta in person was in Washington, D.C. for that Julian Assange event, but it was a Julian Assange Fuck Censorship event, and I had these T-shirts made that say Fuck Censorship on them, and it was pretty cool, and we just took to the streets, and Amber and Shanda, me, Steve Poikinen, Misty Winston, who else was there? Glory Jones, of course, Firo and I were there with and there was a bunch of other people. Magnus, remember him? The Boogaloo boy, he was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Magnus. There's the right link,
I made him
guys.
speak. Like, he didn't want to speak, but I made him speak, and he would thank me for that after and stuff like that. But I remember me and Chanda psyching each other up before our speeches, and we were the first to congratulate each other when we were done. And it was pretty awesome getting to meet her there and getting to do that with them. It was a small group of us just walking through the streets of DC together, man. I'll never fucking forget it, man. It was awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's how did I describe it? Shanda had like two families. She has her personal family, and then she has her social media family, and she invested great bunches of time in both. I don't know how she did it, Pasta. She was just helping me write shows and doing all that stuff, and she learned how. She's one of the best women engineers that I've ever seen. She was fantastic, creative, and just a hell of a lot of fun. It was when I met Shanda, it was fantastic because I had never met anybody like her, and we had so much in common. And I got to tell you, it's been this month has been the worst month of my life, and I can't tell you guys how tough it's been. You can only
first
imagine.
off, it was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Before we get too far down the line, Shanda would definitely want me to, and I would anyway, to let everybody know that we lost one of our friends this week, and that was dear Elfie, such a sweet boy. Rest in peace.
Aww.
And there's Elfie, that's Jax Page's little guy, and I felt impelled to do this, and Shanda would definitely want me to put this in her tribute night because she just loves that little guy and all of our four-legged friends. So I hope Elfie rests in peace. And Elfie had a great life with Jax. He was a senior rescue, and she did everything to keep him running and happy and just everything. It was just fantastic. So goodbye, sweet Elfie. You will be missed. Absolutely missed. I've got Amber is not available. She's at her brother's wedding back east, but she did want me to play this message for everybody. I hope you you can. Well, I know you will, but let me just play it and let me see. Oh yeah, I didn't put it in here, so I'm gonna have to play it. Let's hope the audio works. Tell me if you hear it, Pasta.
Hi, this video I am making
Works.
in memory of my dear travel partner and friend, and thankfully fitting. I'm doing it from on the road. Shanda Masta, can't say enough about what a wonderful light she was in the world. She was always my go-to when we needed to travel somewhere last minute, go run to DC for this event or that. She was somebody I could always just bring up the craziest of topics. And not only did I not have to explain everything from her from the very beginning, she already knew about it, she'd done research about it, and she could send me additional sources and information where I could keep finding more about it. And I so loved that about her. It's a very unlikely quality you find in a friend, and she was a sister to me. And I will miss her dearly. I miss her so much. We had a lot of fun the last few months together. She was living in our house and snuggling with my dog, who absolutely knew when she had passed. Max woke me up in the middle of the night, had me cruising around the yard. It was a beautiful spring moon, and it just is fitting that in the morning when I found out she had passed away, that Max was waking me up because something was happening outside, and I just thought that was a beautiful moon for her to sail away from. And she had a beautiful hospital room in Port Angeles where she loved her family and friends so much. And I'm just so thankful that she was able to, go through the battle that she did and then be able to be at home where she wanted to be at the end. So I will miss her dearly through all our years, all the humor, laughter, joy that she brought to the world. And I hope to carry her messages and her love forward in all the things that I do. Here's to you, Shanda. We'll keep on rocking. Thank you.
We love you so much.
Yes, we had so many.
Yeah, that's Amber, always on the go. And Amber took care of Shanda the whole time she was at Fred Hutch up there in Seattle.
Yeah.
She drove her back and forth to her appointment. She got her food. She was just a godsend. And that's what a real friend, when they can do it, will do for you. And Shanda and Amber are very, very close. And I can't thank Amber enough for everything that she did for Shanda. I do want to say that Linda had a project that she was going to do for tonight, and Da Vinci ate it. And it was so bad Linda got sick because she'd worked so much on it. But Linda has, she's done production for Beauty and the Boomer for a long time, and beautiful work. The work that Linda done just by far. And I tell you, I got to see what she was doing before it got destroyed by Da Vinci. And it was beautiful. So, Linda, I'm so sorry, and I know it made you sick when it dropped out. But in my heart of hearts, I think Shanda got to see it. So, I do appreciate everything that you've always done. And we're such a tight knit little crew here, with our friends and our community. It just gives me that kind of joy that I've been so fortunate to have you and everybody together here tonight. And speaking of that, we had Kit Cabello. I know this hit him very, very hard as well. He was always checking in with Shanda, and this is a screenshot from an interview that he did a long time ago when he didn't have so much hair that he does these days. But Shanda would say to me, well, Oz, I had a lot of hair back then too. And I just, she just tries to find humor in everything, and that's just wow. So, Kit, thank you for everything that you did for Shanda. We appreciate that, everybody at Hardlands Media. And I want to special shout out Sabrina Sabby Sabs. She offered her heartfelt condolences, and Misty, and so many others, some that are here tonight. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that coming from you. I'm going to be paging through some of these producer cards, or these thumbnails that we did along our way, just putting them in the background. And they're, Trailer Park Pundit. She did Trailer Park Pundit. When she got to engineering herself, she did quite a few of those. She enjoyed the hell out of doing those during the day. And of course, she did. You did several shows with Helen back with Shanda, and they were informative, and the road of addiction and everything else. I just just fantastic that we all had the opportunity to work together. As a matter of fact, I think I engineered those back in the day when I was engineering Convo Couch for a while.
I think we did about a half a dozen of them, right? About 6 of them we got.
About 6
something like that.
Yeah, about 6 of them. But yeah, Hello
So
Mondays.
informative, by the way. She, it said so much about her story of being a survivor from a person who was an addict, and gone through it, and so knowledgeable of what's going on, and being able to connect the dots from what Big Pharma is doing, which she had such an inside up front seat because, she had gone through this shit herself.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
it's really important to tell those stories and connect those dots. And Shanda was an expert on addiction, on all the stimulants, on everything that Big Pharma is pushing on us right now, every single day. It was very informative, that show.
And she was an expert. She really was. She lived it. There's no two ways about it. Anyway, I wanted to show you this card, this CARES package that I got today from Natalie. Beautiful. Everybody knows Shanda loves sunflowers, and I do too. And Natalie sent me some mammoth sunflowers, and she said, "Dear Rick, when you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius." Natalie, I am a Marcus Aurelius fan. That was so spot on. I really, really appreciate that. And what a privilege it is to have had a friend like Shanda to love. And yes, it was. It was one of my greatest privileges in life, and I will never, ever forget that. Matter of fact, going forward in whatever I do, which I have no clue what I'm going to do in the future, depending on my health, but again, this is the last incarnation, the tribute to Shanda of Beauty and the Boomer. Shanda is irreplaceable, of course. If I do something down the road, I would hope that people would check it out, but who knows? My health is so up and down, it's not even funny. Again, I want to remind everybody, we've got the most difficult and best outro I've ever done since I've been doing these outros tonight. And wait till it ends, because the end, Pasta previewed it last night, and he gave it a thumbs up. I wanted to do Shanda justice, and he told me I absolutely did her justice in that outro. I got some cards from some of you folks out here. One of them was "My Heart Goes Out to You," and that was from Lady Alex. And thank you so much, Lady Alex. I appreciate that more than you know. It's, and I know that Shanda's got condolence cards and her family and everything else, but it's all kind, and all of you have reached out for the most part in back channels and chats and offered your condolences. And I so appreciate that. And I gotta say that this next one's very special to me too, because Anthony has been with us since the get-go. And Anthony, Shanda wanted me to do something for you. Anthony. She did it at the hospital. Anthony. I love him. And so there you go. That's That's what she wanted, and she wanted me to tell you how much she loved you and appreciated you for everything that you did for us and supported us so much. Truly, thank you so much. Let me see. I have one that was, this is for a friend, Michelle, and she got that with love always, Shanda. She gave that, our times we spent together has meant so much to me. I can't thank you enough for all of the great memories and just being such a sweet soul. You are a gift to this world. I was so blessed to get to know you. And Michelle took Shanda to see Jelly Roll, and back when Jelly Roll was on the right side of the world, they had the best time, and there's a picture in the outro of them together. I hope you look for it down there, down the road. I have a little, I'm going to take a quick break here. The show's not going to run 2 hours. It'll be a little less. But Jesse Jett,
Man,
did,
love
did
Jesse.
did something for Shanda, and I've got it here for you tonight, and I'm going to play it right now. So here we go, and thank you, Jesse. This is wonderful.
Who are these people?
When we played Shanda's YouTube benefit stream that YouTube pulled because they're fascist bastards, we played 13 by Big Star, and
You did 13, yes.
yeah, and I remember she really loved that, and yeah, so I definitely wanted to do that tonight. But I played this once, like one time at a solo gig without her, and it was the most uncomfortable thing. Like, not having her on this song with me is just, it's bizarre. It's right.
Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you at the pool? Maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Won't you tell your dad get off my back? Tell him what we say about painted black. Rock and roll is here to stay. Come inside where it's okay, and I'll say
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. You and your wife. Fantastic. Very kind.
He's amazing.
He's an amazing guy. Yeah, he really is. Shanda wanted me to do something special for all of our producers, our producer cards. And she said at the same time, we don't have individual things for everybody in the chat, but she wanted me to tell you how much she loved all of you in the chat, and she wishes she was here to throw a wrench at you if you didn't have one already. And she had a blast throwing wrenches at you guys. And to her, that was democracy. And I've got to commend you all. You've been fantastic. I don't think we've had anybody that's abused their wrench ever. And that's got to be a record for YouTube. Admittedly, we've got a little show, but we've had, around 100 live watching from time to time, and we get anywhere from 200 to 300 views a week. Our little Saturday night special. I told the guys over at INN, they back in the day, Shanda and I were the clowns. We were the ones on Saturday night that we wanted to bring some music and a little humor, yet at the same time bring some analysis of some of the bullshit that was being visited upon us. And I think Fiorella pointed out earlier how much horrible shit's going on right now. And I wish I had my partner here to talk about it, because it's serious stuff. And I don't think people know what's about ready to hit them. You guys do. You live it. You're watching it. So I'm inspired to keep the fight up, like I said. And I digress. I apologize. But Shanda wanted me to do something special for the producers. And this is the dedication to everybody that had a producer card. And I will pre-apologize if I miss anybody. My brain has been garbage ever since Shanda passed away. And I've done my best. I had to rebuild quite a few things because I accidentally deleted them. So here we go. This is for all of you out there, especially our producers.
Red. Wolfie.
Wolfie.
There he is.
I
You
just
know,
can't.
by
Go
the
ahead.
way,
Go ahead.
I just
Bob.
want to say, just really quickly, how awesome it is to see some of the crossover people, right? Some of these producers that, they've been with the Convo Couch and now with the
Oh,
Truth
yeah.
Wire and for so long, and seeing people like Natalie Williams and Jax and, Fred and, Indy and all these people out there and Wolfie, it's just, it just reminds me how much that, Shanda, how much fam she was. She was just straight up fam. Wow.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So true. And I do have to give a special shout out to AREM too.
Yeah.
AREM has been so supportive of us over the years. I mean, he's come to school with us on Tuesdays when we write the shows and we learn how to do things and we see what the music is. And AREM is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And I got to tell you, he is a brother, and that's why we adopted him as part of the Roar Media group up here. AREM,
Yep.
thank you for everything you've done and being such a good friend. And Shanda loved you so much too. So that's
I love AREM, but I don't know why the last time we hung out, we got a plethora of sandwiches. Why he had to get the liverwurst. I don't know why, AREM. Why the liverwurst? But
liverwurst.
why the liverwurst?
Why
But
the
thank you,
liverwurst?
AREM, for AREM's been like so huge for me, just on a personal level too, as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just didn't support my show; he supported me. And he's a real smart guy too, as well. He just
Yeah, we've got so many sharp people that follow our show. And again, I hope Shanda and I did accomplish a little bit of a pressure release from everything that goes on during the week, from all those serious shows to the bullshit propaganda shows to the wannabe funny shows and everything else. We hoped we made that kind of impression as well. I mean, that was our goal. Obviously, we weren't going for fame and fortune, because not one of our shows was ever monetized on YouTube. Never. Because for one thing, we didn't want to have that problem where they were going to take us down for playing a song that we liked. And the music that I usually picked were covers. And they were damn good covers. And I appreciate all the compliments that you have all given me over the years for my taste in covers. I know it's boomer music, not a lot of new stuff. I apologize. But I grew up, I believe, in some of the best music that has ever been, the 60s, 70s, 80s, up until the 90s. And I can't get rid of it. So if I do a show again, you can expect more of that, because it's okie dokie boomer. So we will do that. I don't want to keep everybody on a Saturday night. But Pasta, did you want to help me close out tonight? I want to shout out everybody I see in the chat. I've got them both up. Do you have something up where you can see people in the chat, or what?
No, I was looking at the YouTube chat. Pretty much, we got 75 people there. And if you can share the stream, guys, it's really important. I can't really share it to my Twitter anymore. My Twitter was hacked the other day, literally on Friday, yesterday. I woke up and it was hacked. And it was just
you
on
and a
top of
couple
lot
of people
things.
in our community got hacked. I think Snow got hacked too.
Snow got hacked. He got it back. In fact, he's sent me a little bit of a tutorial, and he did a video yesterday showing you how to try to get it back. And pretty much you gotta fight to get a human being to look at your case, because the way they have the system set up, they'll run you in circles, well, with their AI, non-human when you report stuff, and like, so you have to fight to get somebody to get a human to look at it. But something I want to point out too as well before we close the show, because I did have a letter I wrote right not too long after Shanda passed, and I'd like to read it. It's a brief letter, but it really encapsulates what exactly Shanda was, right? I mean, Shanda was not just a fighter, a lover, a funny person, an activist, but her activism was all about fighting for those, who need it most, the most vulnerable, the most in need. Before she even stepped up to do anything on a microphone, she had a history of, fighting in her community, running for positions to make sure that the voiceless had a voice. So this is what I wrote, because it's been, when Fiorella says it's been hell, it's been hell, right? Like, I lost a very close friend of mine in January when I went to see Shanda, and I've had this whole situation. I think a lot of people understands how close I am to my mother. My mother had a stroke about 1.5 years ago. She hasn't spoke or walked since, and I'm actually taking care of her right now, and that was really, really hard. And coming off the Jimmy Dore show, I really thought that, I was set. I was like, all right, I made it to a point now where I'm going to be able to do this for the rest of my life, right? Not be a millionaire like, some of the people out there, but just be able to do this without having to go get a regular job or whatnot. But coming off that show, the censorship grew. It even got more intensified. We just had a fundraiser, a Give, Send, Go, where they're not releasing the funds at all. They won't give us a reason why. We're fighting. I know it's because it's Stripe and they have us on governmental list. And, obviously they don't want people like us to do this work. I had my Twitter hacked the other day. YouTube still will not give us back our monetization. We reapplied for like the 17th time. And all those people who got suspended on the same day, other than Franco, who I haven't spoke to in a while, everybody else has gotten their monetization back. We have not. And it's just so goddamn fucking hard that it makes you want to just throw your hands up and say, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. I'm looking to go back into the restaurant business, for fucking crying out loud, because even though my YouTube channel Pasta to Go got monetized, every single video I have out there gets demonetized. So it's like they monetize me just to demonetize me on a regular basis, and it gets hard. But with that being said, I read to you the last message that Shanda said to me. And it's also, too, as well, she spoke to you, and you told me, hey, Shanda told me to tell you that she's okay. I mean, here she is. She's in hospice. She's living the last days of her life, and she sends that message to me, and she says that she's okay, but she makes the hell in caps, like just to let you know, like, don't stop, don't fight, don't stop fighting. And I think that, even though the show today was very, very hard and the passing of Shanda was hard, it makes me want to dig a little deeper, even with the cards stacked against me. And I want to read this last letter that I wrote. And I'll be really brief about it, and then we can close out the show at your leisure, my dear sir. And thank you, Oz, for picking me to come do this last show with you. It's pretty fucking awesome in a way that I get to sit and
in her
hold
chair
it down with you, because her chair, her show, and I've gotten to sit in some big chairs, and Jimmy Dore and Kim Iverson, and get to go do the show with Rick Sanchez in the studio, but none of them are as special and as important and as awesome as this. And I just want to read this. Lately, I've had to say goodbye to people who meant a lot to me. People I looked up to, admired, and truly loved. And both of them gone far too young. One, my friend Ronnie Rose at 47 years old, and the other, Shanda Masta, at 51, way before their time. I've caught myself searching for a silver lining. And honestly, who wants to do that when it comes to death? There's nothing neat or comforting about it. It's brutal, especially when it comes out of nowhere, when you never saw it coming, when You're left asking how someone so full of life could be gone so quickly. But if there's anything to take from it, it's how they lived. And when it comes to Shanda Masta, my homegirl, my colleague, my friend, my partner, what she's left me with is something powerful. She's given me fuel, real fuel for life. Shanda, like the others I've lost, didn't just exist. They lived. She lived. She squeezed everything out of life, like that last bit of toothpaste you're determined not to waste. Always positive, always smiling, always lighting up every room she walked into to the very end. So yeah, I'm going to grieve. I'm going to feel it. That pain is real. But somewhere in the middle of all that, I'm going to hear the Rocky music. I'm going to feel that fire. And I'm going to move. Because her life, even her passing, reminds me that this is a gift. Being here is a privilege. And if we understand that, we really understand it. Then we don't waste our time. We don't hold back. We fight. We create. We speak truth. That's who she was. She fought for people. For the less fortunate, she wanted the truth. She wanted a better world, especially for those who needed it most. So today, I'll say this. Shanda, I love you. I miss you. You were incredible. And because of you, I'm going to go out there and kick some ass.
She's definitely my inspiration, Brother Pasta. When you see me post on X, you're going to see for Shanda a lot. Like I said, she's given me license to speak for her, and I will not abuse that license because, again, everybody, we shared a brain. I can't shout out everybody's name here, and if I do miss you, I apologize. But I've got Jilly Love, I've got Gamer, I've got Vic, I've got Green Host Ghosty, I've got, let me see, who else do I have? Cobra Commander. Popeye, what's going on, Popeye? Steve G. And there's Vic again. We've got, let me fix this. I've called Chris Algier. It's Chris Allegra. I got, finally, last show. I think I'm saying it right, Chris. Chris Allegra, finally. I called you Chris Algier, but you said you liked it. Golden Monarch, what's going on? Kate, hi, Kate. I miss you so much. Deborah Grossbach, good to see you. Wesley Donison, Cold Fusion TV, love you too, brother. Cold Fusion is Shanda's partner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and our sincere condolences from everybody here. We've got
Sleepy J is in the house. Love you, Sleepy J.
Kelly Lane's in the house. Brian, hey
Kelly.
Brian. Brian's in the house. Good to see you, Brian. Mouse, good to see you. Old Man Barker. There's Jilly again. Bad Cookies. Let me see. Hards Lens Media. Hey, Kit. Good to see you. Lee Argent. Abby Do Dabby Don't. And Michelle McClure is in the house. Hi, Michelle. I hope you all look for there are a few of you in the pictures in the outro with Shanda. Kate, you are in there as well. Lady Alex, Mastermind Hour. And let me see, who else can I shout out here? I'm running out of time.
Did you hit Cynic Girl?
Cynic Girl, yes, Cynic Girl. Nilo Nostrum is in the house. Yep, Cynic's in here. And let me see. There's Brian. Brian Ramirez, 5523. Good to see you. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate all your support. You and Kelly have been so supportive as well. Thank you. I gotta tell everybody, Salty's Digital Dive is in the house. I'm hoping that after tonight's show, Monday, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna start to heal. I think you all know what Shanda meant to me and means to me going forward in life. And my health has been kind of rickety. I got all kinds of things going on. So far, the cancer hasn't got me yet, But we're going to go see the doctor at the end of the month, and hopefully he'll say, you got some more time there, Oz. Red Angel, great to see you, Red Angel. And let me see, I need to jump over to Sleepy Josh. Is it? Hey, Sleepy. In Leonardo Trust. And Kate is over there on the Rumble. Mr. Worthless Eater, great to see you. Mega's Life. And Ghost Art. Zox, what's going on? It's always better when Shanda called out these names. She was so full of life and happy when she called out everybody's name. I will never come close. Nice to be lucky. I know who you are. Nice to be lucky. Thank you so much. INN Media Indy is in the house, and Chromag 9, and there's Ghost Art again. Anyway, we have got
Dingo ate me, baby.
Dingo's in the house. Good to see you. I am honored that so many of you joined me and Pasta and I tonight for this.
Oz,
Yes.
I have to also say something to you because you've been amazing, not only tonight, but this is something Shanda and I talked about how valuable you were, not to just what she was doing, but to this community, right? All these people who are listening. I know Indy can talk about this, and I think if there's going to be the first Lifetime Achievement Award, I don't know if he's done that yet, but I think that should go to you. And this is, like I said, something Shanda talked about, and about how selfless you are. You don't do this for yourself. You don't do this because you're trying to get clicks. Your whole shtick is trying to support people and lift them up in the community, right? And that's just an example of the type of person that I would like to be. Not doing things for myself, but just doing it for the movement. Shanda loved you for that. And I think you did an amazing job today. And I do hope we start the process of healing. And I hope you do start the process of healing, man. She loved you. The community loves you.
Yeah.
But, Oz, I remember when we needed you and you stepped in to engineer the convo couch for like almost a couple years to keep us going and stuff. And you did it, because you just wanted to help us out. You didn't do it for any other reason but to help people around you because that's who you are. And that's
we believe in you guys, Pasta. That's why Amber, Shanda, and myself and Arim and Linda, that's why we did that. We're going to go out here. And again, everybody, if it cuts out, I apologize, but I just had to use this first song because it fit perfect. And the other two songs, there's four total, but they called to me. And I hope you guys can appreciate this as much as I do. And I hope I did Shanda justice with this outro tonight. It's the hardest one I've ever done in my life, but I think it's the best. So Good night. And I hope to see you out there somewhere, someday. And, my last thing is my last words that Shanda saw from me on April 1st. Not a joke. April 1st. The last words that she saw from me were, "I love you." And I sure love her.
Something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I shouldn't think of you as mine. Seeing you or seeing anything as much as I do you, us once more. I chose you for the one. Now we're having so much fun. You treated me so kind. I'm about to lose my mind. You made me so very happy, and I'm so glad you came into my life. The others were untrue, but when it came to loving you, I spent my whole life with you. 'Cause you came and you took control. You touched my very soul. You always showed me that loving you is where it's at. You made me so very happy, and I'm so glad you came into my life. Thank you, baby. I love you so much, you see. You're even in my dreams. I can hear, babe, I can hear you calling me. I'm so in love with you. All I ever wanna do is thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. You make me so very happy, and I'm so glad you came into my life. You made me so very happy. You made me so very happy, baby. I'm so glad you came into my life. I wanna thank you, girl. Every day of my life, I wanna thank you. You made me so very happy, baby. Spend the rest of my life thanking you. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby.
Unforgettable. That's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far, like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way, and forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, It's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. No, never before has someone been more. Yeah. You unforgettable in every way. And forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
I still believe in every promise when I looked in your eyes. I still make wishes on the stars as they fall from the skies. And somebody said that it's hard to survive. How can I feel that and feel so alive? Ever flowing from the spaces in my heart, with open eyes and arms apart, I can remember. Ever farther from the memories we made, I keep like pictures in a frame. I can remember. I can remember. I never thought about the feeling or the sound of goodbye. I never wanted to believe it, but I'm willing to try. Didn't you say that it's hard to survive?